Hello everybody. How goes the Thursday for y'all? Apologies for missing yesterday. I thought a giant storm was going to hit my area and didn't want to get interrupted every 20 seconds by a blast of thunder and lightning. But it missed my area entirely, so now I feel kind of bad. And it worked out because I had a couple errands to do after 5 o'clock anyway. Friend wanted me to help them out with a couple things, which I did, so that is that. So we are here today, continuing off pretty much halfway through 4.3, and when we left off, to quote the 1995 Casper movie of the main villain, Kerrigan, I think her name was. The bitch is back. I think it's the best way I can sum up the last stream. So let me click that off. And we appear to be dropping frames again. For... no? Maybe? I saw OBS dip into the red for like a split second, but I think it's fine. It's starting to seem that way. But I've been up for about 12 minutes now, and I haven't dropped a frame since the first 90 seconds. It went back up, OBS went back up into the green, It just dipped down to about 2800 kbs, but now it's holding steady at around 6k. So hopefully it stays there. Okay, let us continue on the thing. I think literally we left off on a cutscene where Yatsuyu got out of her room, just remembered everything, was about to commit seppuku until her parents showed up, air quotes, randomly. And then she just snapped and said, well, if I'm going to be a monster, if everybody keeps reminding me I'm a monster, then I may as well embrace being a monster. And then killed her parents, with Asahi applauding her, saying like, huh, I didn't think you had it in you to do that. And Asahi handed her back the mirror, and they took off together. Who knows what they're doing now. So, my friends, that which we feared has come to pass. Yatsuyu has regained her memory and returned to the Imperial fold. It is, by any measure, a cruel twist, not least for Gosetsu, but one which does not invalidate our agreement. According to the terms of the contract, we were bound to surrender Yatsuyu into the Guardian's hands should her condition improve prior to the hour of the exchange. By that reckoning, all is, if not as it should be, then as it must be. This I can accept. But what I cannot accept are the unconscionable lengths to which Asahi went to achieve this outcome. Given his recent conduct, and his apparent admiration for Xenos, it is plain he cannot be trusted, and that is to say nothing of the unexplained containers he insists on bringing to our meetings. Whatever the ambassador is planning, I think it unlikely our negotiations will end peacefully. In the event of hostilities, the safety of the conscripts must be our first concern. As such, I would have an escape route in place before the meeting begins. A wise precaution. If the main structure of Classroom Fluminus is to be the stage for the exchange, then I believe a thorough inspection is in order. The Citadel has stood empty ever since the Imperial withdrawal. While we took steps to ensure that it could not be defended by an occupying force, it is entirely possible that the ambassador has arranged things to be there to his advantage. I will slip inside and make certain we have an unobstructed exit. Pray, allow me to join you. I have some experience of Imperial facilities. Should matters take a turn for the worse, I would hope to be at least some use. Very good. That should be enough to guarantee us a way out of the castrum. Beyond that, however, we will need a ship to ferry the conscripts back to the Enclave. Even with every skiff we have, it would take several trips to evacuate everyone. A Confederate Sikaboon, on the other hand, will require only a single run, and leave us far less vulnerable on the water. Assuming, of course, Rasho can be convinced to part with one. Might I take the lead on this? I've had dealings with Rasho and his pirates before. And I won't be alone, will I, Linkus? I suppose not. Well, that was enthusiastic. Were you hoping to join Yugiri on Alpha Node on their skulking mission by any chance? I am certain you would make a persuasive pair, but I think I will accompany you to these negotiations all the same. My lord, the ruler of Doma should not be seen consorting with common brigands. Come now, Yugiri. They stood with us against the Empire. If we would ask their aid once more, we must treat with them as equals. My presence shall serve to demonstrate our sincerity. Indeed, my lord. Pray forgive my presumption. By your leave, Master Alphino and I should be about our task. we should be on our way to Onakovo. Time is short, and Rashuro may take some convincing. Who would go with Alpha now and do cool ninja shit? Disregard the fact I'm only a level 35 ninja. I have stealth. That's good enough. That is a face I did not expect to see. That brings the noble Lord of Doma into the company of bilge rats such as we. If you've come to offer Doman chains in place of Gallian ones, then I'm afraid you've wasted a trip. What fine subjects you would make. With your fleet at our disposal, our restoration efforts would hasten tenfold. But let us speak seriously. I stand before you not to demand your fealty, but to request your aid once more. Mayhap you are confused. Doma's liberation was but a means to an end. We aided you only to save ourselves. Now we have no such incentive. We have sworn no oath to you, and will not come running like hounds at their master's whistle. And I would not presume to treat you thus. I come to petition your cooperation as an ally of equal standing. Equal standing, you say? Seems a bit lopsided to me. What's the profit for us in all this? Profit? Must you always think in such short-sighted terms? Have you ever heard of doing the right thing? Have you ever heard of pirates, little miss? You'll find we're simple souls. You pay our tithe, you sail in peace. Deny us our due, and we take it by force. We'll pull you out of the water if we see you drowning, but we are not in the business of doing something for nothing. Calm yourself, Mistress Alizé. We do not come here to moralize. We came here to talk, and there is more to be said. According to the records recovered from the liberation, relatives of your Doman-born brethren were among the conscripted into the Imperial Army. And as you may be aware, we recently negotiated the return of said conscripts. Many, alas, will arrive to find no families waiting for them, no homes to grant them shelter. I would ask that you offer them a place in the Confederacy. You would not be rescuing strangers, but welcoming brothers and sisters into your ranks. And has not the Confederacy been in need of new recruits? You seem well informed of our affairs, Lord Hien. The losses we suffered at the Gallians' hands are no secret. But since we drove them out of Doma, the Ruby Sea has become alive with traders and travelers. So many vessels to tax, so few pirates to tax them. We could do with some more hands on deck, and doubly so if they're familiar with the inner workings of the Empire. Very well. The Confederacy agrees to your request. You will have your ship. But before that, you must do something for me. The vessel I have in mind was damaged during her battle with the Empire. Though we have mended her, she has yet to be declared seaworthy. She is sound enough down below, but when you load her up with conscripts and the waterline rises, those upper planks had best be free of cracks. Assuming you want your people to stay dry, you will do me the favor of swimming around the hull to check for weaknesses. That is, if Doman Lords are not averse to getting their robes wet. Not this Doman Lord. If we each inspect a third of the ship, it shall be done in a trice. Well, that is the spirit. The ship is moored at Quickscape Pier. Our apprentice shipwright will be on deck to hear your report. Look for a lad named Ihan Ashi. And I thought I had a knack for parleying with pirates. For the record, my previous attempt was an unmitigated success. Yes, I should have quit when I was ahead. Well, I thought the rumors exaggerated, but the young lord lives up to his reputation. My chicken. No signs of damage. Upon closer inspection, you spot a small crack in one of the planks. And Mr. Ianhashi found a spot. Hi, I'm the shipwright, or apprentice shipwright. Did you find anything that might need attention? The section I inspected seems solid enough. I found a spot on the upper or lower left part of the boat. On port side near the bow, you say? Alright, I'll have a look and see what I can do. My apologies, I seem to have lagged behind. I could float in that gentle sea all day. Otherwise, I am happy to report no visible cracking or holes in my section of the hull. You're Lord here. The captain sent you to inspect the hull? God may have mercy. Forgive us this courtesy, my lord. It's quite all right. In fact, I rather enjoyed it. I take it you are of Doma? Yes, my lord. The Imperials took my father away after the uprising, and I had nowhere else to turn. The Confederacy became my family. Someone told me they're releasing the conscripts now. Maybe my father will be among them. Not that I can go back. There's no leaving once you've joined. Affairs old lady. She seaworthy? Captain, we found a small crack in the port side, but I'll have it fixed before you know it. Well, hello there, Haas 00312. How are you doing today? Thank you for the follow. I see you've met the boy. Let me tell you a story. He babbles when he's nervous. Should his father be among the conscripts, as he hopes, I mean to give him his choice to leave this life. If he so chooses, I expect you to see they are provided for. I have heard that those who joined the Confederacy forswore all ties with kith and homeland. Is that oath so easily put aside? If I allow it. I see in him the lad I was 25 years ago. You say the words, you mean them, but the yearning for home still lingers. Wait a second. Never mind. My family is long dead, and I know this life is my lot. But he has scarce dipped his toes with us. If there is a life for him in Doma, we should have the chance to live it. Well said. The Empire's conquest has uprooted many and more, be it in Yangsha or out on the Ruby Sea. We have a duty to ensure that Ianhashi and others like him are free to draw where they desire. And the matter is settled. I will make preparations to cast off. Well, my friends, it seems we have a ship. Let's return to the Enclave. One day I will play Final Fantasy VI and understand the hype behind it. Seems Yugiri and Alpha No had completed their task before us. They have been waiting. We scouted the structure and determined the swiftest path to safety. In the event of hostilities, we will lead the conscripts outside with all possible haste. From there, the Confederacy has pledged a ship to ferry us across the One River. Now we have but to attend the exchange, and pray to the kami these precautions were unnecessary. While we were putting our contingency plans in place, left Hakuru in charge of organizing transport for the Imperial prisoners. He will see they arrive at the appointed hour, leaving us free to rendezvous with our Confederate allies. Come, they await us on the riverbank not far from the castrum. Probably be faster to do this. Take me across the river if you would, please. Body is assembled then? Aye, and ready for what lies ahead, I trust. Lest there be any confusion, though, the tower across the water is to be the scene of the exchange. That and whatever else Asahi has planned. But regardless of the ambassador's intentions, we will bring our people home. Yugiri, you are to evacuate the conscripts at the first sign of trouble. Yes, my lord. We, meanwhile, shall cover their escape and lend what support we can. The ship awaits you at the castrum's loading docks. She will see you safely home. And all stands ready to play their part. Come, let us be about it.
At last, the hour has come. The conclusion to these negotiations will mark a new beginning for Dorma and the Empire. A first step on the road to peaceful coexistence.
Indeed. We are ready to proceed with the exchange when you are. Forgive my curiosity, Ambassador, but is there a purpose to these containers you bring with you?
Oh, the supply crates. They are filled with materials we hoped might be of use in Dorma's restoration. I meant to gift them to you at our last meeting, but we had so much else to discuss.
How very generous. I confess I had not expected such compassion. Welcome though it is. But then I was also surprised by the news that one of our captives had delivered herself into your custody ahead of time. A minor discrepancy I shall overlook in the spirit of the occasion.
Are you perhaps referring to me, Lord Hien?
Yotsuyu.
Orphan of the Nairi, widow of Sashihai, and acting Viceroy of Dorma! You and your people are mine to govern! Mine to punish!
Well, well. It would seem your shattered mind is mended. As per our agreement with the Ambassador, you are free to return with him to the Empire. Your authority as acting Viceroy, however, is no longer recognized here.
My position is not for you to decide, little lordling. All who resist the rule of the Empire must be purged. Such was the order given to me by Lord Xenos himself. I will reign here in this putrid, pestilent swamp until the last of you has been broken. This land shall know no dawn. I will spew forth darkness and drown all in eternal night. And high above you I shall shine, uncaring, cold and distant as the moon!
This is fine.
What has she done?
Oh gods, this is a summoning.
We an Endwalker now. Are we?
A Dorman citizen has called forth an icon in direct violation of our primary agreement. The negotiations have failed. Abandon the captives and make preparations to withdraw.
But Ambassador!
Disobey me, Pilus, and you disobey the Emperor. Make preparations to withdraw! Now!
As you command.
My lord, you must fall back!
You ask me to run?
I got the icon. You take care of the conscripts.
Ah, against such a foe, I would be more hindrance than help. The field is yours. We will withdraw, but not without our countrymen. I want every soul accounted for. Every soul!
My lord.
I knew you would not flee. I see now the strength which flows from that baleful light of yours. But I have become Tsukuyomi, goddess of the moon and divinity of night. What power can compare to such celestial majesty? I shall plunge all I despise into darkness. And within that black abyss, even your light shall flicker and fail. Come, let us cast the stalks and look upon the fate of Dora. I see a future in which the sun sets on this wretched land. Once and for all!
So who wants in? I assume you're on, Lydia, and you're ready to go, along with your +1. I'll find him 1 second. Okay, that's fine. I'll use this time to see if grab what, like 3 more people, I think. Oops. What do you want me as? Be whatever you want to be. Oh, Super Steve, thank you for the follow. How are you doing today? There he is. Let me see if he. Super Steve's your +1. Okay. Hello, how you doing today? I already do. Goes minor. If the game would let me take in as a minor, I would. I'm not averse to putting this up in a party finder and seeing if party finder. There we go. Still waiting for people. Turn those on. And then the description. Castrum Fluminous. A cogent relic. A hidden trove of crystals. Through these tools of ritual summoning, the restored Yasuyu is reborn as Tsukuyomi, divinity of night and lady of the moon. This being of celestial majesty would rule from on high and drown the lands of Doma in eternal darkness. Will your light shield Hien and his people, or will it flicker and fail before the encroaching abyss? We'll find out as soon as we get 3 more people in. More. Probably should do that. Allow Blues to jump in. On over to it. Yeah. Apparently, the dev team wants you to cover chat if you're streaming, be a face cam or a logo or anything like that. Just need 2 more people to jump in and we'll get there. Yeah, just in case someone goes full stupid and says some things that honestly really shouldn't be said. Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, that's a thing. Edit this. It should entice a couple more people. And then I think one of the more fascinating things I learned recently was that if you set your status to meld materia, doesn't necessarily mean you want to meld materia. It means you want to kind of sort of meld something else, if you get my meaning. Just one more. check. Innovate. Those two are on. There we go.
It's going to be a long night. Your end is near.
Expertly baited. Didn't even try. Wish this game was harder.
I rise anew. Suffused with night, I shall prevail. Suffused with night, I shall prevail! Your end is near. Grind you under my heel! Grind you under my heel! Grind you under my heel!
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Hope you folks enjoy your blue spells who came out and got them. You actually know to fight, yeah, I know, right?
You really must learn to finish the job. 'Tis true that a gaudy mirror and a handful of crystals make for a feeble summoning. But even the weakest icon is a god of sorts. A threat that must be put down. My! Such hostility! These beings are the sworn enemies of the Empire. I merely did my duty as an Imperial officer.
You're the one that caused all this stuff.
Will you surrender to anger then? Slay an anointed emissary to avenge a fallen foe?
Ha! You cannot, of course! To do so would burn the bridges we have labored so hard to build.
Oh, but I'm forgetting. They're already ash. This doorman woman has seen to that. The Empire cannot ally itself with any nation that refuses to renounce summoning. I believe I was most clear on that point.
So you just pointed out that I could just kill you and nothing will happen.
It should have been mine. The power he bestowed upon her. I should have been the one to govern Dorma. I would have repaid his faith.
No one alive loves him more than I!
Instead, this harlot betrayed his trust. Useless piece of filth! Worthless whore!
Thank you, dear brother, for this precious gift. Vengeance. These people, our people, they ignore the corruption which festers beneath the surface. Cast aside that which is dirty and broken. Speak not of things which would disrupt their dreary little lives. Like you, Asahi. Always pretending not to see. You were the first. The first I swore to kill. such bliss. I had thought my hunger insatiable. But now I am satisfied. You should feel honored, dear brother. I saved the last of my strength, just for you. What's the matter? The Witch of Doma will soon be dead.
The other half of you, Suyu, the woman that could have been you, deserved better.
Her happiness was never to be. Not in this world. I wonder, was the fruit as sweet as he remembered?
Lord Xenos. Lord Xenos. I am at your disposal.
Asai, you were born of Doma, yes?
Yes, my lord. I am honored that you would remember me. How may I serve?
You are hereby appointed Ambassador Plenipotentiary, and empowered to speak with the voice of the Emperor. Return to your native land of Doma, and announce your intention to sue for peace.
For peace?
Once negotiations are underway, you are to locate the acting Viceroy.
She lives? That is to say, I will, my lord.
When you have found her, you will initiate a ritual to call forth an icon. I will instruct you in the necessary steps. Yotsuyu's faith is unreliable, but as a child raised to believe in the Kami, she will serve as a vessel for one of the Kojin's gods. She need only wish it to be so. The power will seem a gift, but the icon's essence will consume her. She will be no more than a husk, a slave to whim and desire.
My lord, ever since the day you saw fit to save my miserable life, I have dreamed of repaying your benevolence. Upon my honor, I swear to devote myself wholly to your service. All that you command will be done, no matter the cost. But I fear the subtleties of your plan yet elude me. From the reports I have heard, the champion who aids the Doman resistance would make short work of a single icon.
The icon is merely a message. The pacifist teachings of the Populares spread through this city like a plague. And I would remind the people of the threat we face. You will be my chosen agent. The hand which tolls the warning bell. The salvation of this world will not be won through the signing of treaties.
Your chosen agent. I will not fail you, my lord. My master, Lord Xenos, he will come for you.
And then he dies, never to be seen again.
You have prevailed, I see.
She is gone. Wherefore did the Kami spare us, only to inflict this pain?
Death shall not want for company this day. You spared us a worse disaster, but I fear our fledgling peace with the Empire was beyond saving.
Lord Hien!
Maxima, is it not? I assumed you long fled.
I entertain thoughts of escape even now, but our negotiations have yet to reach a satisfying conclusion. The ambassador insisted that the summoning spelled an end to our mission here, but it seemed to me there was more to the tale.
Well, from the vision I saw of the past, Xenos was behind all this.
I have heard tell of this power you wield. And in your vision, you witnessed Lord Xenos giving these orders.
But how can that be? Xenos is dead. He took his own life after the battle in Alamigo. I saw his body with my own eyes.
Forgive me, but Lord Xenos is very much alive. He granted our party an audience prior to our departure. That he was gravely wounded is certain, but his recovery appeared to be proceeding apace.
I'm afraid I share Lord Hien's confusion. The man's death was confirmed and his remains interred. These are matters of public record.
I have no doubt you believe what you say. But what then is the explanation? That an imposter has infiltrated the innermost circle of the Imperial Court? The idea is inconceivable, absurd. But worthy of investigation nonetheless. Our movement can ill afford to have a highly placed pretender undermining our efforts.
Your efforts may yet bear fruit. Tell me, what is to become of our prisoner exchange? Though we have already taken custody of our conscripts, we have yet to release your Imperial comrades. Do you still intend to collect them?
Yes. As the late Ambassador's second-in-command, it falls to me to speak on the Empire's behalf. And I'm happy to confirm our intent to proceed according to the original agreement.
Then let us be about it. 'Twould be a pity to abandon such a promising beginning.
Indeed. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. As soon as our people are secure aboard our airship, we shall depart straightways for Garlemald.
Tread lightly, Pilus. I sense treachery awaits you there.
Might I accompany you to the capital?
Yeah, what?
Alphino, have you gone mad?
Imposter or no, if Xenos was instructing Asahi on the finer points of ritual summoning, then experience tells us there is an Ascian waiting in the wings. Without our knowledge and expertise, our new friends will be hard-pressed to contend with a foe for whom death is but a minor inconvenience. They need our help.
Fair point.
Were you indeed willing to share your knowledge of this enemy, we would not shun your counsel.
You truly mean to do this? In full knowledge of the danger?
I have seen the Warrior of Light risk his life on countless occasions. Next to him, I'm scarce more than a distraction on the battlefield. But in the meeting room or the audience chamber, there I can make a difference. I can strike bargains, forge ties, and change minds. And where better to do these things than in the home of our old enemy?
You know what? If you're going to the meeting room, you got this, buddy. This is your time to shine.
Tis not for me to stop you, but I would have you consider an alternative arrangement. Rather than braving the Empire as a simple traveler, go forth as an emissary of Doma. Such a position should offer you some measure of protection.
Go then. You've obviously made up your mind. Just try not to do anything reckless, all right?
I shall be on my best behavior. Farewell, my friends.
I knew Asahi was planning some manner of treachery, but a summoning? Thank the Kami you were here, my friend. None of us would have escaped Yasuyu's vengeance had you not intervened. She was a pawn, aye, but she still had a choice, and she chose to submit to the ambassador's plan. 'Tis little wonder good Setu departed in silence. I gather he left the same way he came, alone aboard a rowing boat. As for the conscripts, most made it back to the Sekabune before the battle began in earnest, but the vessel yet waits on the riverbank for those who do not flee in time. Then I would suggest we put this doleful place behind us, and make for the Enclave together. 'Twould be a shame to miss this joyous reunion.
How often have I imagined this moment? Thank you for helping it come to pass.
Ah, there you are.
Where'd your hair go?
Gosetsu, your hair.
My friend, what have you done?
An old man who cannot raise his blade has no place in the service of a young lord. Thus did I decide to devote my remaining days to pilgrimage. I will walk this land, offering prayers of repose for all the souls who left this life in suffering.
All of them?
You know what? You've earned a break from battle, buddy. Be safe on your travels.
A fulsome farewell makes for an enjoyable journey.
Scarcely have we said our goodbyes to Alphino, and you leave us too. But 'tis well that my companions find their own way forward. I must endeavor to do the same.
I have faith that you will find the best path for Doma without me, my lord. Pray forgive me this last act of selfishness, and grant me your blessing.
You have earned it 1,000 times over. Go in peace, my friend. I shall make of Doma a land where children laugh and none need live in fear.
There is no better way to honor those who went before. And with that, I take my leave.
anybody deserves a break, it's him. Ah, Gosetsu. Fair journey to you, my friend. A bittersweet occasion, but there is yet ample cause to be grateful. Pray join in us in the Kiankan, and I would thank you properly. Our brothers and sisters are returned to us, and the dream of Doma's restoration is that much closer to being realized. It is a day that will live long in memory, and one that would never have dawned without the courageous actions of the Scions. On behalf of Doma and her people, we give you our deepest thanks. Lest you think me complacent, I assure you I have not forgotten the dark cloud on the horizon. As Xenos lives is a source of great concern, mayhap the gravest, yet there is little be done but wait for Alphano to send word. Until then, I plan to devote myself to fulfilling the promise I made to Gosetsu, by building a nation in which none need live in fear. I confess I miss him already. But the thought that he has at last found peace goes some way to softening the blow. I wonder, did you ever stop to ask yourself why he showed Yasuyu such kindness? I believe the answer lies in past tragedy, specifically the death of his wife and daughter during the invasion. Though he hid it well, they were never far from his thoughts, and in Yasuyu's childlike mind, I believe he saw not a fallen tyrant, but the little girl who was lost to him. After the loss of his family, Gosetsu devoted himself wholly to the service of his country. He suffered any hardship, strove beyond the limits of endurance, without hesitation or complaint. Though Tsuyu could never truly replace his daughter, I had hoped that with her at his side, he might live out the remainder of his days in relative contentment. Would that Ikami had been so minded. Even now I labor to discern any meaning in Yasuyu's fate. To deliver her from certain death with no memory of her sins, only to leave her at the mercy of her stepbrother. Can that truly have been their will? That I cannot tell you. The will of the Kami is not for us to know. But what I do know is that for a brief moment, a girl named Tsuyu lived among us, and that she brought with her a whisper of respite for a grieving heart. Last part of 5.3. I think it's time we were going, don't you? We've all done what we can here, and we have a lot to report. But before we head back to the Rising Stones, let's call in at Rauga's Reach. We should be the ones to tell Lise about Xenos. After everything we went through together, we owe her that. What's the Lakers, Alice, you're back. Now, Alphino? It's good to see you, Lise. As for my headstrong brother, he's off on what will almost certainly turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Garlemald. It's a long story, but we have evidence that Xenos might still be alive. What? But that... If this is a joke... Gods, this has better be a joke. You see, in Ashahi's dying moments, I saw Xenos give an order to summon an icon. Look, I know what I saw, alright? We all saw it. And here you are saying he's alive and well and living the high life back in Garlemald. I know how ludicrous this sounds. I'm still having difficulty believing in it myself. But while I might doubt the word of an Imperial envoy, I'm inclined to trust Linkus's. He saw the Crown Prince through the Echo in a meeting that could only have taken place in the recent past. It was him, trust me. No, it must have been, I don't know, some kind of really convincing imposter. Xenos is dead. He had a great big hole in his neck. We buried him. Aye, someone went through the trouble of desecrating the bastard's grave, remember? Those gilded halls. Whatever are you talking about? That's Thancred. Thancred? What brings you to the Reach? Alphino had me lending a hand at the Saltery, keeping an eye on the rebuilding work and so on, just until operations were up and running. And now that they are, I thought I might look in on you before wending my weary way back to headquarters. Forgive me if I misheard, but is there some suggestion the late Crown Prince could have gotten better? If so, might I suggest a quick look inside his coffin as our first order of business? As much as I hated the man, it doesn't feel right defiling his grave. But if it will put this rumor to rest, I suppose we have to. And when there are no curious eyes about, if we can manage it. Xenos has buried a bloodhowl in the locks. His grave was set apart from the others and left unmarked, so as not to upset the locals. And it shouldn't be too hard to find. Nago, you're in charge until I get back. Locks, is there an easy way to get there from here? Not really. But it doesn't take an expert to realize that the grave is cursed, as I kind of assumed it would be. Well, case closed, grave's haunted. This is it. Gods, he'd better be in there. Someone scrawled all over the stone a while ago, but I had it scrubbed off and thought no more about it. So no one thought to check if the coffin was still occupied. Well then, we are presented with but one course of action, and we had best be sure we are not observed in the doing of it. Shall we begin?
Oh dear. We seem to be missing a corpse.
Well, shit.
Well, it must be somewhere. I only hope it isn't walking around.
If there is no corpse, then are we to conclude the rumors are true? Not necessarily. We might still be dealing with a doppelganger of some kind. An agent could have been sent to dispose of the body in a bid to lend credence to the tale of Xenos' resurrection. More and more, however, I find myself siding with Alphino's theory of Ascian possession. Speaking from experience, I can tell you they have no qualms about taking a living host, let alone a dead one. You're saying an Ascian is walking around in Xenos' body? Seems a distinct possibility. Once I have put this grave back the way we found it, I shall pay a visit to the people responsible for interring the Crown Prince. Before leaping to any conclusions, I want to know for sure if a body was ever buried here, and how certain we are that Xenos was properly dead. If he wasn't, that was some trick. He as good as cut his own head off. Anyway, Raban needs to hear about this. If you find anything out, send word to me at Rauga's Reach. I don't know why I'm surprised. With matters settling down at Doma, we would do another crisis. Shall we make for the Rising Stones, then? It's past time we shared these developments with the others. He's just gonna move that giant stone back up on himself. Alright. He must be a hell of a lot stronger than I gave him credit for. I love how there's like, if you take the time to speak with everybody from like the B team of the Scions, there is one hell of an overarching love story or something going on here. I do not know what. I was waiting for you to arrive. I spoke with the Urianshe over Link Pro and gave him a full report. Y'shtola is on her way, and she should be here any... Ah! Alize, Linkus, 'tis good to see you safe and well. What news have you from the east? Well... We were trying to broker peace with the Empire. That failed. I wound up being a summoning. Everybody got killed. Xenos is alive. Disturbing developments indeed. Given all that we know, I too would conclude that an Ascian now inhabits Xenos' body. A doppelganger might fool the Crown Prince's subordinates, but Linkus? Nay. Alphino has the right of it. Would that his wisdom extended to the question of his own safety. Capable though he has become, he ventures alone into the enemy's stronghold, in the shadowy web of the Paragons, like as not. Guess he did kind of jump the gun. When it comes to making rash decisions, I'm hardly in a position to criticize, but I'm worried. I just wish there was something I could do for him besides pray. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, we cannot suffer icons to exist. Was I not clear on this point? More than clear. The icon in question was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead, and the rite beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan, every party behaving exactly as required. My methods may seem extreme, but there is no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of this star. What are you doing fiddling with that thing? I asked you a question, soldier. Have you lost your mind? Ah! I have lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. There upon the stage I stood, prepared to take my final bow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins, embrace goodness and mediocrity? Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. In more ways than one. Yeah, boy, Xenos ain't dead. And I think that, well, nope, not quite, because if it was the end. It's been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for word from Alphino. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to be getting on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with the tale of your adventures in the Far East, and of your encounter with this new primal especially. I'll put the kettle on then. The table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. I will take a seat, but first, I need to take a break, because it's almost 2 hours and I haven't even stood up yet, so... We're going to be a responsible streamer / adult, get up, get some water, stretch your legs, all that good stuff. We will be right back, folks. See you soon. Hey everybody, we back. And off. Come back into the game. Something's happening in the chat, but yeah. Maybe I should have taken a break during this. Oh well. It's polite for someone to take a small break before they sit down to have a nice spot of tea. Interesting. So the Tsukiyomi was summoned in such a same manner as Susanoo, via the medium of a sacred relic. That's right. They believe their gods, or kami, reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalogue of such relics. But if we are to contain the threat, we will require a better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea, and I know for a fact our friends in Doma would be grateful for any information which could help to prevent further summoning in the region. I will pen you a letter of introduction. Lord Heian will wish to welcome our resident expert on the aetherology. Greetings. Could it be that I'm in time for tea? Certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us about how your investigations went. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhouse Gravekeepers. They all told much the same story. Once Lisa and our officers had confirmed Xenos dead, his corpse was interned under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt their testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported having seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed the act to have been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamegan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scroll was removed as per Lisa's instruction, no one involved thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, 'tis likely the corpse was already missing. Assuming Xenos has not in fact risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either the body was disposed of to lend credence to the claims of an extremely committed impostor, or an Ascian has taken up residence within it. If Asahi was as fervent a devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with an Ascian, and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more such monsters are waiting for Alphino and Garlemald? Their presence was the chief reason for going. He understood the risks. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Meanwhile, on the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft L-XXV. Master Alphino, we are making good speed towards our destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, 'tis just I could see naught from my cabin, and was curious to know the land over which we flew. I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such niceties. I am happy to indulge your curiosity, however. We are presently passing over the burn on the western edge of Arthard. Even with the benefit of a porthole, your gaze would have been greeted with naught but mounds upon mounds of lifeless earth. I have read something of the burn. It was described as a desolate wasteland, bled dry of every last drop of ether. Aye, it is believed that a succession of icon summonings was responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to Arthar to behold this blight, he is said to have reeled at the scale of the devastation. He declared icons a threat to our very star's existence and issued an empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of all such entities. Report! We're under attack, sir. Magitech armor. No visible designation. Magitech? But who? Ah! All cannons, return fire! Damage report! Main reactor's been hit. Helm are unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it, they knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact! Wouldn't you, like, lay on the ground as flat as possible at that point? And just hope? Glad to have you back, Master Alphino. We have landed in one piece, more or less. But the air filtration system is damaged, and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we still can. Aye. Aye. Yeah, the first time they did this. Let's see, Ruin 3. Master Alphino, may I ask you to search for survivors? I will see to our injured helmsman. Let's see, we got Ruin 3. We have Physic. We got Tri-Shackle, which is a bind. And then we have Starstorm. Wait, scrawny little Alphino's gonna pick. Oh, okay. Oh, my thanks. I don't think I would have made it. Yes, you very likely saved his life. The question of who would try to take it remains, however. Put these last few out of their misery. The person which is not alive. The prince! They've not come for parley, I fear. Ready your weapons. Oh, that's an AoE. Alright. We're just gonna spam that then. What does this do? Increasing damage dealt or reducing damage taken? Damn, how'd they find us so fast? Confound it! Not here! Not like this! What? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introduction can wait. You are calm in a crisis, Master Alphino. Let us finish this, then. Say, uncle? By the Emperor, that man is a fiend! Cross formation! Deploy restraints! My thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. Well, well. I did not think to meet an Aozi in this place, let alone a scion. You know of me, sir? I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. Know you your assailants, and the severity of your predicament? The soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. And I could venture a guess as to their motive, but you yet have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking. As for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Ossian mask! The face of our prey. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Even should we manage a long trek out of the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed, we accept your gracious offer. Shadow Hunter will suffice for the present. Come. This is intolerable. But as much as I wish it were otherwise, there is nothing we can do but for Alphino but pray for his success. Well, that is not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me, Alize, but the provinces are hostile territory, and stealth is all important. It is safer that I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. Alize, calm down. Leave this with the expert. Not you too. I understand your frustration, Alize, but Linkus has the right of it. We must defer to Thancred's expertise in this matter. Fine. Just promise you'll be careful. It seems that praying is to be extent of my contribution after all, but I will stay behind, as I have been bid. We all have our talents. Mine just happened to evolve a silver tongue and soft souls. I promise to send the word the moment I learn aught of consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Aldenard vessel to bear me thither, but I shall return if I am needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Linkus. With any luck, I'll have a painfully detailed report from Alphino to share. And that is the end of Stormblood Part 3. So, 4.3. Well, hello, everybody. You are technically not supposed to be here yet. Okay, so we are done with Part 3 of Stormblood. On the patches 4.4 and 4.5. The shadow of mystery deepens as the man who wears Xenos' face continues to move unchecked, sowing the seeds of strife from the heart of the Empire. All indications point to Ascian machination, and the arrival of a messenger at the Rising Stones sets the scions of the Seventh Dawn upon a path rife with peril towards an unknowable destination. Oh, Linkus, if you've come here hoping for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Well, technically, we haven't even left, so... Everything is exactly as it was. Y'shtola is still investigating primals in the Far East, Thancred is still gathering intelligence in the Imperial provinces, and Alphino is still out there somewhere. There's been no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls. All the while, I'm just meant to sit here, around here, waiting. It's driving me mad! Begging your pardons, I bear a message from the Eorzean Alliance. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I should be most eager to hear it. My lady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of Ascian interference, and they humbly request the presence of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Having assessed intelligence provided by the Alamegan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Xenos' remains, they too suspect Ascian involvement, and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As the foremost authorities on our foe, your Order's counsel would be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I'd say this one falls to us. By which I mean, I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust. Well, since you asked this time, yes. There you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. The time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in Alamigo. By your leave. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer. But standing mutely at a meeting would still be better than nothing I've been doing of late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Akert, what's going on, man? That's real. Alright, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Did I hear right, Rio? Is Thancred coming back? Aye, that he is. Says he's acquired some important intelligence. Being in Garlean territory, though, he couldn't risk sharing the particulars in case the Imperials were listening in. So he said he'd head back as quick as he could and make sure someone was waiting for him in the Alameda quarter. Understood. Linkus and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. Yeah, excuse me. Order. Oh, whoops. I had my mic up. Sorry about that.
God, I needed that.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Quite. Without further ado, then. After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance. But not all have given up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope, then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamegan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Doma has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphonse should have arrived by now. Could they be holding in there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphino's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphino?
Spoke with? No. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out. The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphino's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
I'm going too.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
Although I am to neglect making preparations for the council, we must act swiftly before Alphino's trail goes cold. I propose we first pay Heian a visit. He's sure to want to hear about these developments, and he may well be able to advise us on how best to reach the burn. A sound plan, and your Stola isn't Doma, is she not? I dare say she'd join you in the search if you asked her nicely. While you see to all that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. may leave any preparations for the council to me. Thank you, Thancred. Right, to Doma then. We have much more to share with Y'shtola. Doman Enclave. It's curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear what you have told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you, my lady. You are most kind. Oh well, two faces from the dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was I you were speaking with? A local miner who supplies crystals for the rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find a crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that I had some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel, and just now he brought me one of his recent finds. It was precisely as he described, devoid of elemental energy, and eerily reminiscent of the desiccated crystals that manifested in Eorzea in the days prior to the calamity. We would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed, but on a more positive note, the locals seem to have taken a liking to you. More an interest than a liking to, I think. The sight of a Motoke with a particular contraption upon her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard they may have for me, I owe wholly to you and others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I am pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. So, the fact that they are objects of worship is the key. They are themselves suffused with the requisite belief. Correct. Such sacred relics as the Kojin collect obviate the need for religious fervor in a summoner. Yatsuyu being the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it served to amplify her desires and given them form. A form nourished through the power of crystals, also provided by her brother, and thus was Tsukuyomi brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventive measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know of naught that will avail us, save to keep watch over the movement of relics and crystals, as if we do not have enough to keep our watch over already. But I doubt you came all this way to hear that which may be perused in a report. Has something happened to Alphino? Something happened to him in the burn, but we don't know what. I shall join you in this search, of course. Thank you, Y'shtola. I should be glad of your help, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go on ahead and request an audience with Lord Hien. Alize puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her at the Kienkan. Show me in, my good man. Greetings, my friend. Alize has explained all to me. Needless to say, you shall have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphino's trail does lead to the burn of all places. The region known as the Burn occupies a special place in Gallian history. Every child of the Empire is familiar with the tale. In the distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with life, but successive summonings saw it bled dry of ether and reduced it to a desert. It was upon beholding the devastation that primals had wrought that Emperor Solus was spurred to embark upon his crusade against their kind. The Burn offers a glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know you of any reason why Alphino might have gone there? Aye, mischance. Though it lies on the route to Garlemald, it is no place to make a stop. My guess is they encountered some manner of trouble there. In any event, I am of the same mind as Alize. We have no choice but to take our search to the Burn. Given the considerable distances involved, 'tis best we went by bird. Linkus and I have her yawls. Geary, will you ready falcons for the others? I shall gather our swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce, there is an overlook. Pray join us there once you have seen to your preparations. Jumping right into the instance. If everyone is here and possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, our destination is a barren wasteland. There is no civilization to speak of for 100 miles in all directions. Take care you do not lose your way. Anyone out there want to go for the burn? Reset those. The burn. En route to Garlemald, Alphino had made a final link protocol to Thancred before falling silent. During the one-sided and distorted communication, he is said to have spoken the words, "The Burn," the name of the vast wasteland on the western edge of Arthur. Once a verdant region teeming with flora and fauna, repeated summoning saw it bled of ether and reduced to a barren desert. But even in an unforgiving environment such as this, life has endured. In a fierce struggle for what little ether yet remains, the Burn's beastly denizens have grown uncommonly savage, and you and your comrades must contend with their dangerous ilk as you scour its white sands for Alphino's trail. be surprised. 6 minutes to get in as a DPS is something pretty quick. I guess I can just take a little small break, leave my headphones on, but sit in queue. I'll be right back, folks. Not gonna eye cam or anything, just BRB. Or I guess I won't BRB.
Make ready, friends! We are come to the burn!
And like deserts are wont to do, a sandstorm.
Everyone, land where you can! We must wait out the storm!
Soul a whack. Suck at the timing of Third Eye. Got screenshotted. find out. They appear to not. They look fugly is what they look like. He's a Durgan. say, do I not have aggro for once? Sounds like they all left. That's our airship. That's the face of a giant worm. That's something. Burn complete.
Ah, there you are. Between contending with bloodthirsty beasts and sand in my every conceivable place, I had begun to despair of finding you again.
Do you recognize the crashed ship over yonder? Mistress Alizé and I briefly inspected it. It is the vessel that bore Master Alphino away.
But there was no sign of him, nor of Maxima and his people.
War Machina. It would seem they were involved in a struggle. There may be clues. We should split up and search the area. These were no ordinary soldiers. Over here! The insignia on this man's uniform identifies him as one of the Emperor's personal guard.
Hand-picked soldiers, answering only to the royal family.
That would explain why all the casualties are Garlean. They were fighting their own.
You're saying the Emperor was behind all this? That Alphino is his prisoner?
Alizé, we don't know that yet.
Aye, we must not jump to conclusions. Besides, Alphino is more than capable of looking after himself, is he not?
I suggest we return to Doma to consider our options. Whatever happened here, Master Alphino is long gone, and any subsequent search may safely be left in the hands of the shinobi.
Where in the world are you, brother? If you die on me, I will never let you hear the end of it.
Well, that was a decidedly uneventful journey. I almost found myself hoping for a sandstorm. Joking's aside, I'd say our birds are due a good brush down and a treat or two, wouldn't you? I had hoped to steal a moment's rest after our little outing, but it would seem duty calls. A foreign emissary arrived in my absence. Do not let us keep you then. Actually, I was wondering if you might join me. I cannot think of a guest who would fail to be impressed by the presence of the silence. At least none I should be happy to receive. Of course, if you think it will be useful. Thank you. Let us return to my matter then. Sir, please show me in. Ah, it's Lise.
Lise, what brings you here?
Oh, Alliance business. We have a request for Doma. Well, Hien. But that can wait. They told me you were out searching for Alphino. Did you manage to pick up his trail?
Well, we found where the ship crashed that he was on. After that, it's just following footprints. If there are still any to be followed.
Well, if he wasn't at the crash site, he might still have escaped. We have to keep searching.
And we will. Alphino embarked on this journey as an emissary of Doma, and I hold myself responsible for his safe return. I will have our shinobi in the provinces search for him as a matter of urgency. Chin up, Alize. You'll get to admonish your brother for his recklessness yet.
Yeah, chin up.
Well, someone has to do it.
Yeah. We may not know his whereabouts, but we know one thing. He's not dead.
I'm sure he's going to be fine. There is one thing I'm not sure about, though. You said it was the Emperor's personal guard that attacked Alphino's airship. But the Popularis would never have been able to arrange the prisoner exchange without Varus's blessing. So why would he sabotage his own mission?
They may not have been acting on Varus's orders. The guard answer not only to him, but to his family, the Crown Prince included.
When Yotsuyu summoned Tsukuyomi, Asahi was quick to proclaim that a dormant citizen had violated the terms of our agreement, that the negotiations had failed. And it is this version of events that is now being repeated across Garlemald. To hear the tale, one would think the prisoner exchange never took place. Plainly, someone is manipulating matters from the shadows. Most likely Xenos, or whoever it is that wears his face.
Whichever Ascian you mean. We all know the nature of our adversary.
The servants of Chaos are true to their name. Their meddling has cost Doma a chance at peace. Whoever it was that loosed his personal guard, the Emperor cannot be ignorant of these developments. We must proceed on the assumption that our treaty is indeed in tatters. But come, Lise. You have journeyed far. Let me hear your petition.
Right. So the big news is that Alamigo has agreed to join the Eorzean Alliance. To make it official and discuss where we all go from here, the leaders of the 5 nations are planning to hold a meeting, and we were hoping you might come too. We've already seen what we can achieve when we work together, and the Alliance hopes to work even more closely in future. They think it's our best hope of keeping the Garleans in check, and I agree.
As do I. By coordinating our efforts in the east and west, we may be able to discourage them from committing their forces to a single front. I accept your invitation. I must, however, ask for time to attend to some pressing matters here. In light of recent events, the risk of Imperial reprisals is greater than ever, and I would not leave Dorma unguarded. Ere I depart, I must shore up her defenses.
Understood. I'll let the Alliance know. We'll wait to hear from you before setting a date. The meeting's to be held at the Royal Palace in Alamigo, incidentally. Do you remember the way?
Well enough. Please assure my hosts that I will not keep them waiting any longer than I have to.
Consider it done. And thank you for agreeing to come. If we all put our heads together, we're sure to find the best way forward. For everyone.
Say anything special? My advisors and I will presently convene to discuss the matters of Dorma's defenses. You are welcome to stay, of course. Had you not offered, I would have requested leave to remain. Where the Ascians are concerned, naught may be left to chance. As ever, we would benefit from your experience. I thank you for coming, Lise, even if it was on official business. I had hoped there might be time to show you the land that you helped save, but I will settle for a fleeting visit if needs must. There never does seem to be enough time for anything, does there? But I did get to see a little of the Enclave. You've made excellent progress, I must say, and soon you'll have the chance to see how we're getting on it too. Till the meeting, then. Linkus, I was wondering if I might have a word with you before I go, in private. Alright. Go on, my friend. I will send for Hakuo and the others in the meantime. Great. I'll wait for you at the docks. What's it called again? Literally fairy ducks. Alright then, stand that way. Going to speak with me, Lise? Thanks for coming. Knowing you, you've probably guessed what I wanted to talk about. Alize. She's acting as if everything's alright, but it's clear she's barely coping. The Alize I know is overbearing, willful, and reckless, and that's fine. It's how she deals with feeling weak. She has to keep moving or she's afraid she'll fall apart. A lot like me. But the thing about people like us is that we need someone to keep an eye on us. I had Papalimo, and now I have my friends in the Resistance. And Alize has you in the Scions. Before you start, I'm not saying you're neglecting her. I'm sure you aren't, and I'm sure you won't. But she's a good friend, and when I see her like this, I can't help worrying. So please, make sure you give her all the support she needs, alright? It's fine, you got nothing to worry about, seriously. Thank you, Lucas. It goes without saying, but if there's anything I can do, you only need to ask. Well, I'd best be off. See you in Alameda. Yes, please show me in. Ah, there you are, my friend. Everyone has assembled, so let us begin.
If we are to ready ourselves for invasion, we shall need manpower, provisions, and time, all of which are in notably short supply.
Candid as ever, Yugiri, and correct, I concede. Fortunately, I have an idea. "'Tis plain no single nation can stand against the might of the Empire. And it was only with the aid of others that Dorma succeeded in winning her freedom. So, I mean to take a leaf out of our Eorzean friends' book and form an alliance of our own. In addition to those with whom we already share an understanding, I would reach out to Hingashi and Suinosato, and further afield to the myriad peoples of Nangsha and Dalmasca. I am under no illusion. Not all will answer the call. Yet disparate though we may be, we are united in our desire for freedom. If our neighbors could be made to see what is at stake, Ascian machinations and all, cooperation need not be so far-fetched a notion.
It may even seem practical. Under the guidance of our former leader, Master Louis Soir, we once strove to unite the fractious city-states of Eorzea. I dare say that experience shall be of use in your endeavor.
We should be glad of your wisdom.
For the record, I would have been in favor of this plan even if it hadn't been my grandfather's, but I have to ask, how will we secure the time to carry it out? Not that anyone has forgotten, but the Garleans have airships. Lots and lots of airships. Should they catch wind of our plan, they could send an armada to overwhelm us before our alliance had even begun to take shape.
Not if we deny them access to the skies. During our time in the Burn, the Warrior of Light and I chanced upon some Allagan ruins.
Oh?
Yeah?
As such ruins go, they were not particularly unusual. But something about the surrounding land struck me as odd. Faint though it was, its ethereal residue was uncannily similar to that of Azizlar. Identical, in fact. For locations so far removed to share a single etheric signature is all but impossible. I conclude, therefore, that the Allagans created the floating continent with land taken from the Burn.
While that is a most intriguing theory, I fail to see what relevance it has to Dorma's defense.
Azizlar was enclosed in a powerful energy barrier, impenetrable even to an Agrias-class battleship. It occurred to me that those ruins may have enjoyed similar protection. I have no proof, but the Warrior of Light did report seeing a structure resembling other known Allagan field generators.
Yeah, it did.
All right. But even if we could put up such an energy barrier, it surely wouldn't extend beyond the limits of the burn. So what's to stop the Garleans flying around it?
Fuel. The Dalmascan capital, Rabanasta, was a key Imperial refueling point in the east. By laying waste to it as a lesson to the rest, the Empire greatly hindered its own operations in the region.
Well, that was smart of them.
If an Imperial fleet were to advance upon Doma, it would now have little choice but to travel, as the crow flies, over the burn.
I see.
A word of caution. Even assuming the generator still functions, raising a barrier of such a scale will require a prodigious amount of energy. And few places are so bereft of suitable crystals as the burn.
A source of energy. Tell me, did the Allagans make a habit of launching things into the sky?
A curious question. Besides Aziz's Law, I know of only one other notable instance. The Red Moon Dalamud, whose fall triggered the calamity.
Just the 2 occasions, you say? Then I believe I may have a solution to our energy problem.
You do?
I may. To find out for sure, we would need to visit the Azim Steppe. Which would, I now see, present the perfect opportunity to discuss an alliance with the Zayla tribes. How very neat. What say you then? Shall we see whether this road leads?
Sounds like we have a plan. To the Azim Steppe we go. Tomorrow, we go to the Azim Steppe. For right now, I think that'll be a good place to call it for the night. Even though it says I've only been going 3.5 hours, I've technically been going for 4 because we had some incredible hiccups at the start. I actually had to switch Twitch servers to try and find one that wasn't literally on fire. It's that way I could actually stream and not drop like almost every other frame, literally having like 70% drop frames within 4 minutes. And over the course of this stream, I've only dropped 2,400, which is 0.3%. So we take those victories. Hey folks, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you all for coming out to do the minimum mind level raid. If you're still here, or if you're lurking, chatting, whatever it is you do, it means a hell of a lot to me for you to be here. Whether you're watching a VOD or whether you're watching live, just watching helps me a ton. I believe we go raid the Monolith once again. Playing through Final Fantasy II, I think he is, completely blind. And he's also doing his own playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know if he's actually streaming his MSQ progress, or if he's just messing around with it on the free trial, biding his time, waiting for the Oceanic servers to eventually happen. Regardless, let's go and say hi to him, shall we? Hey folks, this is a forewarning. He is very, very 18 plus, and he does not like spoilers or backseating of any kind, unless he specifically asks, so keep that in mind as we go over there. As for me, barring anything major, I'll see you folks back here tomorrow at around 5 o'clock. Hopefully the Twitch servers are a little bit more cooperative as I reset my settings back to defaults. So, tomorrow we come back, finish 4.4. Might make a push to do all the 4.5, but I highly doubt it because there is a lot in 4.5 that happens. And anyway, once again, thank you so very much for coming out, whether you assisted in the raid, whether you're in chat, whether you're watching the VOD, doesn't matter. It helps me a ton, and I've been really liking this, especially as we get even closer to Shadowbringers. So as I said, tomorrow, 5 o'clock, we do this again. Thank you so much for being out here. Enjoy the rest of your night, day, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe out there, folks. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
I think I like the sound of that. To your post, boys. Whether it be diced or the edge of the world, we'll get you there.
Layla joined the party. The bitch turned on us a minute ago, but that's fine. Link! G'day, Link. How are you, man? How's your stream? Oh, and now we're on the ocean! Now we're on the ocean! How cool is that? Oh, now I've got ocean enemies. Okay, water doesn't like lightning. Hey! Thunder 4? Shit, alright. Starting off with the same level thunder we've got. Lovely. Fuck yeah. Is this... That ain't diced. No fucking way. Unless it is. Is that diced? Seems too easy. Holy fuck. We're fucking him up. Good shit. Hi, Outcast. How you doing? Yeah, I changed my schedule. Kill a fish. I could go for some sushi. Fry it up.